Hello students, welcome to this class of fluid mechanics. So as we discussed in last class, that in this class we will study about Bernoulli's equation. Fine. So in last class we studied about Euler equation, right? We studied about Euler equation, or let's say Euler analysis. Basically Bernoulli's equation is just a little modification of Euler equation. We will see. First of all, let's rewrite the Euler equation. What was Euler equation? Euler equation was dp upon rho plus g dz plus v dp is equal to 0. This was my Euler equation, right? Here P was pressure, rho was density, G was acceleration due to gravity, Z was elevation in Z direction, and V was velocity of flow, right? This was my Euler equation. Then we had certain assumptions for this equation. What were those assumptions? My assumptions were that my flow is steady, my flow is non-viscous, my flow is incompressible, and my flow is irrotational, right? These were the assumptions for Euler equation. Now what is Bernoulli's equation? It is nothing but Bernoulli's equation is obtained by integration of Euler's equation. Bernoulli's equation is obtained by integration of Euler's equation. Okay, so what will happen if we integrate this equation? We can write it like this, right? dp integration of dp by rho plus integration of g dz plus integration of v dv is equal to integration of 0 mean to say it will be some constant. Fine. Okay, so the solution of this equation will give me my Bernoulli's equation. How can we write dp by rho? We can write it by p2 minus p1 upon rho plus g z2 minus z1 plus v2 square minus v1 square by 2. Fine, is equal to 0. What does it implies? It implies that my whole equation is exact differential. I hope you have studied it in mathematics, right? Okay, so this is my exact differential, that is dp I can write as p2 minus p1. It's not dependent on path. Let's say what is actually this equation signifies. Let's say this is my pi, okay, and this is my flow direction. Then basically these are these 2 points. Let's say this is point 1 and this is point 2. Then Bernoulli's equation can be written for any 2 points. Okay, so what is Bernoulli's equation? It is derived by the integration of Euler's equation. Fine, and it can be written for any 2 points. Now keep one thing in mind, that it let's simplify this equation. I can rewrite this equation as p1 upon rho plus g z1 plus v1 square by 2 is equal to p2 by rho plus g z2 plus v2 square by 2. Fine, this is this equation. Actually I have just rewritten it. Okay, so this also implies that p at any point p upon rho plus zz plus v square by 2 is equal to constant, right? This is actually the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, this is the Bernoulli's equation. Now here also you must remember that this equation has certain assumptions. Okay, same as Euler equation. What were those? Flow is steady flow. Second one was inviscid or non-viscous flow, inviscid flow. Third one was incompressible flow. Okay, and what was the next equation? It was irrotational flow. Okay, so this is basically if you check the units P upon rho, it will give you energy per unit mass. This is the unit of energy per unit mass. Okay, now here you must keep it in mind that in Bernoulli's equation only conservative terms are considered. Okay, that is losses due to viscosity and turbulence. Losses due to viscosity and turbulence are neglected. Here we have assumed that my flow is completely inviscid. It is an ideal fluid, which is never the case. This is just an assumption to simplify your analysis. Okay, and another thing that we have assumed that my flow is not turbulent, that there is no losses due to due to turbulence or anything extra. Okay, we have neglected all the non-conservative losses. We have just considered the conservative terms in Bernoulli's equation. Okay, now rather than writing this equation in this way, it is more commonly written like this. If I divide my whole equation by g, that is acceleration due to gravity, it will came out to be P by rho g plus v square by 2g plus z is equal to constant, right? This is more significant. This gives us more idea about what is happening. Okay, basically what is the unit of this equation for each element? Basically it is meter. Okay, meter, that is, this has energy per unit weight. So what we are saying is that if my flow is ideal and my all the only conservative terms are involved, then my total energy, basically Bernoulli's equation is derived from law of conservation of energy. That is, total conservative energy of my any flowing system is always constant. Okay, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Fine. Here we are neglecting any losses due to turbulence and friction. If we neglect those losses, then my whole energy will always remain conserved. It might convert into kinetic and potential energies, but it will remain conserved. Okay, let's say if my velocity is reducing, its pressure will increase, or vice versa. Okay, but total energy will always remain constant. That's the beauty of this equation. Okay, now what this thing is called, this has the unit of meter. Here P by rho g is called pressure head. Okay, this is called pressure head. Similarly, v square by 2g is called velocity head. Okay, and z is potential head. This gives you nice idea about how much content of each energy is in total energy. Okay, all have the same unit here, unit of height, that unit of in meters, and you can easily see what is the capacity of each form of energy at any given instant, at any given location. Okay, so basically it is based on conservation of energy. But yeah, do keep it in mind that non-conservative terms are not studied. Okay, so now let's say this was the ideal case. Okay, now what will be the Bernoulli's equation for real fluid? Let's say my fluid is real. I am considering the losses now. It's very simple. See, let's write now Bernoulli's equation for real fluid. Bernoulli's equation for real fluid. Okay, let's write this. It will be nothing but, it's very simple, P1 plus rho g plus v1 square by 2g v1 square by 2g plus z1 is equal to v2 by rho g plus v2 square by 2g plus z2 plus hl. Here this term is extra, just here just this term is extra. What is this? This is energy loss due to viscosity, okay, turbulence, or any other form, for any other reason. That is basically it implies the losses, okay, non-conservative losses. Okay. Here the flow is from 1 to 2, okay. This equation shows that flow is from 1 to 2. Fine. How we can say that? Because my non-conservative losses are adding upon on the right side, okay. So fluid will flow from high potential to low potential, and on the way it will lose some energy in the form, it might lose some energy in the form of heat, right? Because of viscosity some heat will be generated, because of friction some heat will be generated, or any other form. If my fluid is losing some energy, it must be taken into account in real fluid, okay. Now how the HL is calculated, we will study about that, but later on we will study how the head loss due to turbulence or due to viscosity forces is calculated, but somewhat later. Up till now we have studied about Bernoulli's equation, okay. As of now, as much we are going to study for next few classes, we will only be interested in ideal Bernoulli's equation. We will not take into account the head loss due to non-conservative forces, okay. That will be taken care of later on. So in upcoming classes we will study about application of Bernoulli's equation. See, Bernoulli's equation is used widely in the application of fluid mechanics, okay. It is a very important and very useful concept. Fine. So in next classes we will study about application of Bernoulli's equation. If you have any doubt in Bernoulli's equation or any comments, please put it in comment section. We will meet in next class. Bye bye.